Hello there. This is Miki Wright. Hope all is well out there. And I want to welcome you to Beauty Superstars Talk. It's your backstage pass to experts in beauty. And thank you so much for being here. And our continuing conversation this month is on Let's Talk Texture. So I'd like to take time to welcome our new sponsor for this exciting series, the Black Beauty Expo. And they are the hottest show for Black creative entrepreneurs in the hair, fashion, photography, modeling, and makeup industry. Their next show is August 1st, and it's in Atlanta, Georgia. So be sure to follow them at blackbeautyexpo.com and keep up with the latest news on the show and for their special vendor packages. So I'm super excited because this month is all about texture. And it's a time for us to ask questions, to enhance your knowledge of, hair types and textures, and to learn what it takes to succeed as a natural hair beauty pro. So it's such a hot topic that you may know someone who has questions and wants to learn more or grow their business. Like we're going to talk about a little bit of both tonight. So feel free to tag them or invite them to join us right now. And a couple of months ago, I saw this wonderful clip of the Drew Barrymore show. It was with an enthusiastic Black woman who just happened to be in the beauty industry. And the whole show was so emotional and awe-inspiring that I knew I wanted to meet with her and hear more of her story. And tonight, you will get to hear her story too. So she's a true innovator in the natural hair care arena, and her name is Cindy Tawiah. And her company is Diva by Cindy, and you can catch it nationwide. So this is going to be a great evening. So stay tuned. I want you to grab a pen and paper or a tablet, whatever you have. You're going to want to jot some things down tonight. I can tell you that. So if you're not already, I invite you to follow me on Instagram at Miki Wright, and also on YouTube at Miki Wright, which is just 1K, MIKIWRIGHT. And subscribe. You can catch any of the past interviews that I've done there. All of the Beauty Superstars Talk interviews are on there. And I also want to invite you guys. It's like I have a brand new guide, and it is called 5 Things to Know Before You Open Your Salon Suite. It is a free guide, and we have it available on Beauty Superstars Talk. It will help you to be able to know exactly what you're getting into and how to create a really profitable, winning salon. So definitely go ahead and grab it, and you can download it right away. So again, my name is Miki Wright, and I'm grateful you're here. I'm grateful for the privilege each week that I get to meet with amazing Black beauty bosses who are making their mark in the beauty industry. And this is more than a podcast, but it's actually a movement to encourage Black excellence, entrepreneurship, to preserve our history, and to bring healing to our industry. So if you missed last month's Salon Success Series, you can actually catch all of those on YouTube at Miki Wright as well. And we also have gotten a lot of people, inquiring how they can support the work that we're doing. And we were proud to announce that we now have a partnership program, so you can contribute any amount. And we have a special setup that will be able to give back to deserving hairstylists, barbers, and students to give them education as well from for your partnering with us. So you can just visit beautysuperstars.com and look for the big red button. So tonight is going to be actually incredible, of course, but I don't want you to miss next week when I'll be here with the King of Lock himself, which is Tondo Kafele, and he is a true icon in the natural hair arena and deeply rooted in not only the styling, but the culture of the hair of those of African descent, such as us. And so we've got one more session after that in this series with Dr. Tanya Taylor, and she is with the Tan Lock Method in Houston, Texas. And if you Google her, she will come up under Sister Locks in Houston. It's like and she's going to be here to show us how to find clients online, such as things like Google and all of our social media. So I think we are ready to kind of jump right in. And I'm excited that you're here. I want to tell you a little bit about Miss Cindy, and we will get started. So welcome, Cindy.
Hello, thank you.
Yes, like I would love to just share a little bit about you. And I just want to say, if you've ever had a setback, the author, Willie Jolley, wrote a book called Setback is a Setup for a Comeback. Hairstylist and hair care product creator Cindy Tawiah seems to have spent her life living that motto. She's made some big moves and set up a big kiosk at BWI Airport, the Baltimore Washington International Airport, which is exceptional in and of itself. And then she was told she'd have to give it up because the airport wanted MAC makeup to have that space. Devastating, right? So, but Cindy came back with a vengeance with an even more innovative response. She set up vending machines with her product in the airport so the curly girls would be able to travel with exceptional products. Amazing, right? So I'm super excited that you're here to learn how to turn your big setbacks into your best life ever. She's actually a native of Ghana, West Africa, and current resident of Baltimore, Maryland. She is the CEO of Diva by Cindy, and she offers knowledge and key ingredients to achieving stronger and overall healthier hair for her consumers while changing lives through philanthropy. And so we can't wait to hear more about that. Cindy's interest in the beauty industry began at the age of 16 with the support of her chemistry teacher. When it came time to choose her path, Cindy faced pressure from her family to pursue a real career. After years of being unhappy as a nurse, her calling won out, and Cindy decided to take a leap of faith, open her own hair salon. From the beginning, this new venture seemed meant to be, and she'll tell us more about that. But Cindy realized that creating her own beauty brand was the next thing she needed to do. In 2007, Diva by Cindy, a multi-ethnic hair care line, was created, and Diva by Cindy provides a line of products that improves the hair and scalp, stimulates growth, and prevents hair from shedding and breakage. And she has been featured on the Time Joyner Morning Show, Fox 45, and Essence Magazine. And the Diva by Cindy brand is available on Walmart.com, Food Lion, Tops, and Giant Eagle, in addition to Sally Beauty. So, wow. I just want to say welcome.
That's a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot, and definitely an honor, to have you here with Superstars Talk, with all of the other places you've been hanging out, and as well as Drew Barrymore.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your journey, but go ahead.
My whole life, if it can be summed up, it's about overcoming adversity. When you mentioned, the airport, I was like, wow, that hit hard. But I've had to overcome adversity every step of the way. Opposition from family, from, going into my passion and my purpose of creating beauty products for women, experiencing turnover when I had my first hair salon with my beauticians leaving, and that actually being a situation where they weren't burning me, they were blessing me to create the product. So it's like I've had it over and over and over again. And as you said it, I was like, wow, if I could sum up my life, it would be my epithet would be, here lies a woman who overcame adversity.
Okay.
Multiple times.
Right.
Multiple times. But I'm so happy to be here because my journey did begin in Ghana, West Africa, where I was taught to make beauty products by a chemistry teacher. He inspired me when he said, this is Cynthia. She's a cosmetologist and a chemist. And unfortunately, I had to sit on that dream out of fear for over 13 years and finally had the courage to leave. And having the courage to leave has led to inspiring so many other people to do the same thing, and then birthing a brand which is now touching lives and making a difference. So I can't thank you enough, God, for every misfortune that has become a blessing.
Yeah, kind of the stepping stones to your success. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So take us back, because you mentioned your teacher in Ghana, and that was one of the things that was part of that Drew Barrymore interview, and that was very, very touching that they were able to locate your teacher.
Yes. Yes. What happened is I went to boarding school in Ghana. And in Ghana, you pick your subjects.
Mm.
You're either a science student or an art student. So my father had picked physics, chemistry, and biology, which would kind of help me transition into the medical profession. I
Okay.
hated the subjects. I couldn't understand chemistry,
Okay.
physics. It was all horrible, and I had failed over and over and over again. And finally, one day when he put the results of the test on the table, he said, "Oh my God, you failed again. But you know what, Cynthia? I want you to meet with me later on, and I'm going to teach you how to make nail polish and lipstick. You're going to learn to love my subject." And he did. He got me. I went to gather old toothbrushes. I got some wax, came back. We did our little experiment. He said, the science fair is coming up. Would you like to be a part of this? And the science fair was reserved for the most intelligent students,
Mm.
the top performers, not me. And I was allowed to participate for the first time. Stood there, didn't know what to say, what to do. I just had two little Petri dishes. And a man in the military walked over with his wife and he said, "What's that?" I froze and my teacher rushed over and said, "This is Cynthia. She's a cosmetologist and a chemist."
Wow.
It was the first time I had ever done anything right. I'm sorry I get choked up, but the
Yeah.
first time that my name was associated with something positive and uplifting. My heart swelled with pride, and I was like, wow, this is what I want to be when I grow up.
Mm.
The reason why it touched me so deeply was because I'm a survivor of domestic violence. I had been abused as a child and been through so much pain that here, in this instance, someone believed in me.
Yeah.
And was pouring into me.
Mm-hmm.
That's how deeply I was touched by that. So it
Yeah.
wasn't about the product piece so much as it was about what I needed.
Right. Right. Yeah. And I say that's the powerful thing about mentors is that they can hold that belief for you when you can't even see it yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. And I feel that.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I carried on. It took years before I could actually break out and do what I'm doing now.
Mm-hmm.
But I held on to it.
Right. So did you have an interest in it before, you were 16 and
No,
interested in
not at
anything
all. Didn't
related?
know what I was going to do. All I thought was, I'm supposed to go to medical school. I'm supposed to go and I'm dreading it. And I'm not
Right.
happy. So that
Yeah.
was the moment where that was birthed.
Right.
Conceived, I
Okay.
should say.
Okay.
Conceived.
Okay.
The dream was conceived at 16.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's really, really powerful. And it's interesting that we definitely have the not being so great in science in common. but but it's interesting because it's like it becomes part of your life and your
Your
life.
life.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so that's
Yes.
pretty phenomenal.
Yes. Yes. And
So
imagine
mm,
going through becoming a registered nurse because I went to nursing school in England. I went to
okay.
boarding school, nursing school in England. But going through nursing school and knowing what you're called to do, graduating, still knowing what you were called or born to do,
Mm-hmm.
getting married, still knowing.
I do know that she's probably speaking to someone right now who is in a similar situation where they know what their calling is, but they are not actually living it for whatever various reasons. And that can be a real true tug of war, like an internal tug of war. And so I can't wait to hear, kind of what was that turning point? Was there a moment that, it was like, okay, I'm done. I'm out. I've just got to take the leap of faith, or was it kind of a gradual planning for that to happen? So, for anyone who's in that spot right now, definitely be encouraged because it is really a call on your life and it will manifest. And one of the things that I know about Cindy's story is that, she spent 13 years as a nurse, not enjoying being a nurse, but she utilizes a lot of what she experienced in that to do what she's doing today. And so whatever it is, it's like it will turn into a stepping stone for you to be able to take those experiences and be able to, get back and actually create a life that you really do love. So trust the process is what I'll say. And I'm not seeing her. So anyway, it's like she has had such a great experience. I did get to see the Drew Barrymore show, and she's done, like I mentioned in her bio, she's done a lot of interviews with a lot of different places. The Drew Barrymore show was able to find her teacher, her chemistry teacher, and bring him onto the show while Cindy was there as a guest. We're not all that sophisticated, but it was just a truly emotional moment. And so definitely follow Cindy. I met her through LinkedIn. And so the posting is on there. And so if you need a pick me up, a little, want to have something heartwarming, to definitely watch that episode where she was on the Drew Barrymore show and they surprised her with her teacher that she hadn't had any communication with in all these years. And it's like most of us may have, a teacher or someone who was influential in our earlier life and, can't even imagine being reunited with them. And the gratitude, you can still hear how this teacher affected her. And definitely for anyone who's a teacher, powerful, absolutely powerful.
Okay, Miki, do you have me now?
Yeah, we are happy to have you back. Yes. And I was just sharing, how powerful it was for you to see your teacher after all these years.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, just to know that he is still alive so he could see the fruits of his labor, what he sowed, manifesting. That was whew.
Yeah. I just told him to definitely go to your LinkedIn page. I don't know if it's on YouTube somewhere or not, but if they want a heartwarming moment, to definitely, go and check that out. Yeah. And you were talking, and now I've kind of lost where you were talking, but
yes.
Go ahead.
What I was saying was I carried it all through with me, and I always knew what I was supposed to do.
Like she was saying, it's like she carried all of her calling and knowing what she was to do with her all these years. And it's like, while I'm sitting here, it's like I can actually share with you. I have her detangle spray, the leave-in detangling conditioner, and I'm getting a little glare from my ring light, so I apologize for that. Let me see if I can get it out of the way so that you can actually see it. But I was able to go to my local Sally's and ask for Diva by Cindy. And they were like, oh, yeah, it's right over here. And so they took me to where the products are located. So I encourage you guys to support, to go to Sally's to purchase. You can purchase it online. Okay. Yay.
I pray to God this stays. The devil is a liar.
Okay.
I'm not going anywhere.
Okay, right.
I'm going to sit right here.
We're going to do this no matter what.
Yes. So I'm so sorry. I was saying I carried it with me to 3 continents.
Wow.
The passion that I had.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why when most of the time people say they want to move to another city or state because their lives are not a certain way.
Right.
What I say is it's going to be the same thing because you're taking you with you.
Absolutely.
If you're unhappy, the unhappiness is going with you. So you have to change your focus and what's within in order to change your future.
Yeah. And so tell us a little bit more as far as you carried this with you. You moved from, 3 continents, and which is
3 continents,
humongous.
Moved to Maryland, moved to Florida because I was so disillusioned and unhappy with working as a registered nurse. I convinced my husband and family to move us all to Orlando, Oviedo area. And when I got there, the unhappiness was still there. I still was not satisfied as a registered nurse.
Right.
So upon our move back to Maryland, it's when I was driving to work and heard a sermon because I had prayed and I said, God, show me a way out. And I heard the words, the sermon, the words were change your focus and change your future. And I said, God, when I go in today, give me a sign that I need to leave nursing
Mm.
and going to the beauty business. And when I got there, a doctor came and he just slammed a chart on the table, and that's what triggered it. I said, okay,
Mm.
that's my sign. I immediately went and wrote my resignation, put it
Uh-huh.
in my nurse manager's cubbyhole, and I said, that's it, I'm done. I'm going to
Okay.
go and open a hair salon. So it's like I waited for so long out of fear, but it
Mm.
got to a point where there was no longer an option for me.
Right.
I couldn't be afraid any longer. I had to just take that leap of faith.
So what was the fear? Tell us what that was. What
The
fear of
fear
what?
was the fear was from my father saying, "Don't go there. Don't do that."
Mhm.
That the fear was always, if you do this, I'll disown you. It
Mm.
was the, and now you're stable. Now you get to a point, and now this is paying your bills. This is
Right.
taking care of your family. You
Right.
can't walk away from it. You're imbued in it. I mean, I was a registered nurse. I had a Bachelor of Science in Health Studies. I was making up to $48 an hour, doing really well. It's
Mhm.
like you are letting go of stability
Right.
to jump to something that you have no concept, you have no knowledge of. And yet, God allowed me to open a hair salon and run it for
Mhm.
5 years and open another one and run it for 2 years, 7 years in total. That
Wow.
in itself is a miracle. I was
Absolutely.
turned down for bank loans.
Mhm.
Landlords would not lease to me.
Mhm.
And there was one location, 11299 Owings Mills Boulevard, Suite 111.
Mhm.
And when I went into that location, it was an old hair cuttery training facility. When
Okay.
the lady went in there with me in February of 2004 and she turned on the light switch, the
Mhm.
code was 2469. I
Mm.
was born the 4th of February 1969.
Mm.
And I knew that's where I was supposed to start.
Yeah.
how do you explain
A
that?
little serendipity.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
When you throw away fear, miracles happen.
Oh, absolutely. You
Yes.
need to say that again.
Miracles happen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And one of the things that strikes me, I just want to kind of take a step back, is how you move from, to we're on 3 continents, move states, move back, and you're still asking for a sign from God. Just like, give me a sign. Like I sent the boat, I sent the ladder, I sent the
Oh my God, that's the truth. That's the truth. When are you going to wake up? But I finally did.
Right,
I
right.
finally did. Yes.
Yes. So tell us, are you a cosmetologist? Are you
No,
okay? So you're not a
I do braids, I do weaves.
okay.
I'm more of a natural hair care
Okay.
person, but I didn't go to school for cosmetology, but I do cut my own hair, do my own hair. It's like
Uh-huh.
it's something that I always tell people that it's a gift.
Yeah.
It's an anointing. You either know how to do hair or you don't. Now, when you go into beauty school, you're going to learn the processes, the procedures. You're going to learn the aseptic technique, and all that. But if you're not gifted in that arena, you
Mhm.
can sit there all day long and not be able to do
Right,
anything.
right.
So, I've always been a person who has worked and healed and helped with her hands.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I wasn't afraid. Once I jumped in, I had to paddle that boat.
Mhm. Right.
And I started off with booth renters,
Mhm.
um, experienced turnover, went and got commission ladies, marketed for them to get them clientele. I would shampoo and blow dry and push the people in the chair for them. I would serve hot cocoa in the wintertime and lemonade in the summertime. I was
Mhm.
doing steam towel treatments at the shampoo bowl, hand massages while they were getting their hair styled, sending out "we miss you" cards if they didn't show up. So I did any and everything in there,
Mhm.
realizing that I needed my customers to stay because I was experiencing turnover, but not realizing that what I was actually doing was developing a system that would help me later on.
Mhm.
And also learning the ins and outs of guerrilla marketing, which is what I
Okay.
think I'm really great at.
Okay. Awesome. So break that down for us, because that's a term I haven't heard in a little while. Guerrilla marketing, and something
Guerrilla
that we
marketing
need
means
to hear
put yourself out there.
about.
You
Okay.
know, I've ambushed women in grocery stores.
Uh-huh.
I've ambushed women in the mall. I've even ambushed women in the car with their boyfriends, fiancés, and husbands. And like, hi, my name is Cindy. We'd love to take care of you. Shoving a flyer in their face. Guerrilla marketing is staking signs out in the ground. I used to get these lots of yard signs, and
Mhm.
it would my salon was called Shades of You, and I would have Shades of You Hair and Beauty get you in and out, or in and out, and the
Mm.
phone number. And people would call and say, in and out, what do you mean? See, Miki, because I was a registered nurse for 13 years, I understand the concept of stat, immediate results, getting to it. I don't like to procrastinate. So
Mhm.
when they would come in, I ran it like I would a hospital ward. They are
Okay.
in and out of here within an hour and a half. Shampoo, blow and go. I'm not standing for, it's taking me 2 hours. No, Lather, rinse, lather, rinse, lather, rinse. Conditioner. Throw a steam towel over their face. Let them inhale, exhale. Listen to the relaxing music. Rinse them out. Bring them to the styling area. Blow dry, style it, and then push them out the door. How long does it really take to get all the processes? So, because we had speed as one of our elements or positive attributes, people were coming from all over.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. That's definitely something people want. It's like, get us in and out. We're sick of
That's
sitting.
it.
We're sick of waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I was sharing while you were gone how, it's like you spent the 13 years in the nursing profession, and, didn't enjoy it, but it's like, sounds like there's so much that you've taken from that
Oh my
experience
God.
that,
Yes.
that
Oh my God.
propels you forward.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I thought that that was the worst thing, was, being a registered nurse, but that was the best thing for me. It's kept
Uh-huh.
me organized, professional, hard work, my work ethic, everything therein
Right.
comes from that.
Yeah. Yeah. And even the work you're doing today. So,
I call it from health care to hair care to healing. It's full
mm,
circle.
yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that. So talk to us about the products. Like, how were they
Yes.
birthed? You had this seed planted at 16. You
Yes.
took a leap and opened your salon.
So everything starts with the detangling concept, or revolves around detangling. It
Okay.
all started with the leave-in detangler.
Okay. I was just showing
Yes.
my.
Yes. Because
Okay.
as you well know, Miki, we shed hair when we're combing and styling our hair.
Hmm.
Up to what, 100 strands, 150 strands. And you want to minimize the shedding by spraying something on your hair, whether you're natural, chemically processed, braided, weaved, you don't want to shed hair. So the leave-in, because it's water-based,
Hmm.
it also has B vitamins in it, so it has a chance to give the hair what the hair needs too, which is moisture. A lot of times we talk about, oh, oil, oil, oil. You don't want, you're already secreting sebum or oil on your face, in your scalp, but you don't want to oversaturate the hair with oil, because when a plant is dry, what do? You
Water.
water the soil. So your scalp is the soil.
Hmm.
Okay. And you also miss the leaves of the plant. So you're hydrating with this and detangling. So this is where it's all started. We focus on hair shedding, hair breakage, hair damage. And then I was going to show you, we have a super grow hair dress,
Hmm.
a stimulating shampoo and conditioner, and a stimulating shampoo and conditioner. These have peppermint in them. So
Okay.
peppermint, menthol, camphor infused in this product helps stimulate circulation, opening the follicles so healthy hair can grow.
Okay.
That's how it works. It won't work on male pattern baldness or genetic forms of baldness,
Okay.
but tension, traction, alopecia, high blood pressure medication, hair loss from that, it will definitely work on, and you just apply it to the scalp. And They call it a powerful, simple product with a powerful solution in a 4-ounce jar. And then one of the last things I want to show you, because we have a full line, but one of the last things I want to show you is you talked about COVID hair. And before this, about the clumps and the copious amounts of shedding. And our ultimate treatment is what we always recommend for shedding. But how this was developed is, if you remember the stabilizer back in the day, Miki.
Yeah, yeah. I'm old enough to remember that.
Yeah. Okay. So this works similar to the stabilizer. What we were doing was we had a relaxer system, and after rinsing the relaxer, we would apply the treatment. It used to be called Stabilizer Plus, but we'd apply this, which has a pH of 3, so that it'll bring the pH of the hair back up again to its optimal acidic mantle pH, seal the cuticle, rearrange the bonds, and help stop the shedding. What we found was when women were coming in with color treated hair, relaxed hair, over processed hair, we would shampoo, put the treatment on, sit them under the dryer for a few minutes, rinse, spray the detangler, and shedding would be gone. So
powerful.
This is one of my favorite products, and this has sage in it, nettles, chamomile, rosemary, hops, which is in beer. So it's all good stuff. I call it a cuticle cocktail.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. So everything evolves around, healing the hair, stimulating the growth, detangling the hair. That's everything for us evolves around. And one last thing is, we also have the domestic violence seal, because we donate a percentage of proceeds to victims of domestic violence and homeless women in shelters. And we do beauty makeovers called the Diva Project. It's very important to me and to my heart.
Yeah. Tell us the name again.
It's called the Diva Project.
The Diva Project.
The Diva Project.
Okay.
And we started it in 2005. We began transporting women from different shelters to our salon for a day of beauty and a day of healing.
Okay.
And we have beautified and touched over 450 women's lives in Maryland, DC, and Virginia.
Wow.
And we've worked with girls in group homes who've been through trauma and are forgotten and not wanted or loved. We've also served them as well. So it's very important to me.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
So the product line sounds, amazing, and you've got, specific things that you target with it, that of course all of us need. And so tell us, you mentioned guerrilla marketing, going to the airport. How did that come about? Because that's not even something that comes up for a lot of people. I mean, that's like, okay.
Overhead, yes. So the thing with BWI is, I always tell people I have a very profound prophetic gift. I listen. When God speaks, I listen. And I had been sitting there one Thursday afternoon, kept hearing to pick up my flyers from a guy who prints my flyers for me. His name is Harry. I went to pick up the flyers. Harry told me he was in a hurry to go to BWI Airport because they were auditioning and presenting. Businesses were presenting to the airport authorities to get in there to do business. And I was like, honey, give me that flyer. So I took it from him. I ended up getting in. He didn't. It was
wow.
There were he was just a vehicle to get me to assist me there. There were 60 people there. Okay. They were only picking 4. Here we go again. My birthday, number 4.
Okay.
And when I heard they're only picking 4, this gentleman walks over to me and he said, Miss Cindy, they're only taking 4 and there's 60 people here. I guess you're out of luck. I want to say, honey, I guess you included, because whenever God says 4, he's telling me you're in, you're part of it.
Okay, right.
So they made their selection, and I presented on the basis that TSA takes away women's shampoos and conditioners because of the fluid restrictions. Exactly. Nobody ever thought of that before. Like, hey, bring in full-size shampoo and conditioner, and that women needed to have their liquids. So that's how I ended up in BWI Airport in 2017.
Yep.
And after they took away the kiosk and gave it to Mac, because we had a successful run there. It was so awesome. And I just heard, we're reclaiming your unit. They reclaimed my unit. I heard let go. I let go. And in April of that year, I was sitting there. It was April of 2019. I was sitting there and I said, God, why did you put me in there and take me out? Just why? I just had that quiet moment. So you can't hear with the noise. You have to hear in the solitude. And I just heard that still small voice, and the word was automate. Automate. And I wrote it down. I said, what is automate? God was trying to tell me automate. And then I heard the words automatic, automate. And I was like, what is that? Show me. I kid you not. I closed my eyes, opened my eyes, and I had a vision of a vending machine. I was like, wait a minute, connecting the dots. You want me to put this in the machine? Oh my God. I began to weep. The profundity of it, it was so profound.
Yeah.
I went online and began to Google natural hair vending machine, hair care vending. Nothing.
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 I haven't seen one.
No. Now when you Google natural hair care vending machine, oh, Diva by Cindy. But nothing. So I was like, oh my God, how do we get this done? I'm calling around and calling. Nobody knows what I'm asking for. It's like, this is an anomaly. What the heck? We put sodas and snacks, in machines. Talking about what product. And finally connected with the company and said, okay, we're going to have to engineer this whole thing because it's not designed for that. So we had to go through a whole engineering process, put a computer panel on the front because I wanted it to be touchscreen. I wanted it to accept Apple Pay and to be as touchless as possible. Now, fast forward, we're in the middle of a pandemic.
Right.
People don't want to touch people or breathe over people. And now automation is what's going to take over. I'm like, wow. But when it was done, I went back to BWI and I spoke with them and spoke with the CEO. And he said, bring this in. We want this. And then franchised another machine in Arundel Mills Mall for a woman of color. She and I met. She was excited about it and, ended up getting her a machine. So now we're franchising the machine.
Awesome.
Because we have locations that want them. But now we're looking for women who want this opportunity to own their own automated.
Wow. That's a tremendous opportunity. I don't know who's watching and who's listening, but that's very cool.
Yes.
Yeah. So I wondered, how did you get the machines, set up to dispense? So tell us what happens. Like you go to the machine, you just got your stuff taken away, which I know I have experienced.
Well, it's traumatic. So what you do, you just when you go up to it, you'll see there's a pad that's just scrolling through. So once you touch the keypad, it'll show you a list of all the different products. And then you can just hit, key in like you would a normal digital, soda machine or whatever it is to pick what item. And once you pick the item, it will, and you make your payment, it will just slide out. And we usually have bags at the bottom. So people pick up their items and then they put it in the bags. And the younger people, the younger generation, they have, they're like, they go, boop, boop, boop. The older generation usually saying, okay, I'm not sure how this works. But I'm like, come on. So what we've done on occasion is we go and we talk to them and we show them how to use it. But with the younger generation, they really don't need our help at all.
Right.
Exactly what to do.
Cool. Yeah, I love the concept. And so are there more airports that you're looking at? Because that
I have what's called ACDB certification.
What is that?
Which it's a certification for airports. Minorities to do business in airports. It's like the MBE, the Minority Business Certification. And anybody can go. I always advise business owners, especially women of color, men of color, go and get your MBE
Okay.
certification or
Mm-hmm.
your women business, because it will help open doors for you.
Right. Okay.
Because they need us. We're needed.
Mm-hmm.
So there are 5 other airports that come under BWI,
Okay.
and looking to look there. Look into the colleges. We're actually talking to
Mm.
Coppin State University,
Nice.
and
Okay.
also the military. We have 2 military bases that are interested.
Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah, when I look at it, it's like they can go anywhere so long as we
Yeah.
find people who are excited and
Uh-huh.
looking to venture into unknown territory, because it can't be business as usual. You get products on the internet, you can get products from a store, but this
Mm-hmm.
is the next wave.
Right. Right. Yeah, I love the innovation. And it's like I just finished doing a class called Reinvent, how to
Yeah,
reinvent your salon for 2021,
yes,
because we've all
yeah.
got to, look at this thing differently than we have been. So,
And
yeah,
see what adversity did.
yeah, yep, absolutely.
So
Another stepping
I'm
stone.
grateful now. I'm grateful that they did take it away, because otherwise
Right.
I'd have been sitting there with the same thing, doing the same thing.
Comfortable
Yes, comfortable.
until last March
Yes.
when the airport shut down.
Yes. Oh
And the
my
travel
goodness.
went down the
Oh my
drain.
goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, it's powerful. You're the diva. You are the diva.
Well, I always tell them I'm Cindy. They're the diva.
Okay.
Because the diva is a divine, inspired, virtuous, and anointed being.
Hmm.
And she goes through all the processes to finally realize who she is.
Right.
You
Right.
know. I
Yeah.
think that's it. It's a weighty word. But
Mhm.
people often will assume that a diva is spoiled and bratty, but
Okay.
a diva is a woman who's evolved.
Yeah.
She takes a licking and keeps on ticking.
Yep. Well, that sounds like you.
Ah!
So next phase, and I don't know if I'm going in order or not, but
Yes, you
how
are.
about the stores? And for you guys, let me pause you before you even start to answer. I know there's folks watching, and you may be even coming to watch this on the replay. But if you have any questions, definitely drop them below. It's like you can tell we've got a serious businesswoman here. And if you have questions, this is the time to ask. It's like if you're in the natural hair arena, if you're in any arena, innovation is always going to be key. And, like you said, listening to God and what he has for you. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them. But tell us about you're in Walmart.com. You're in Sally. I was able to go to my website
Yeah,
Sally and pick it up.
yes, Sally's has been our new partner, and I love their approach to working with minority businesses, because
Hmm.
even this year, what they did was they gave us an opportunity to be highlighted on their pages so people could connect
Mm.
and see
Mhm.
that they were doing business with a minority business.
Okay.
Sally's was on my vision board in 2010
Mm.
and manifested in 2020.
Wow.
So it's amazing. Like I said, and it was a timing thing too.
Hmm.
It was the right time,
Right.
that I heard clearly. I called somebody. I called a gentleman who is a beauty rep,
Hmm.
and when I called him to wish him a happy new year, then it was like, oh, this is the timing that Sally's looking at his planogram. We're going to put your name down, et cetera, et cetera. So once again, it's that hearing and doing.
Right.
Because
Right.
if I hadn't called him, I'd have missed the boat.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And what about Walmart? That's pretty big
We're
time
on
as well.
Walmart.com. Yes, we're on Walmart.com. Looking to go into the stores at some point.
Hmm.
Last year was a pretty slow year.
Okay.
So some of the stores weren't taking in as many products, but this year they're kind of phasing things in. But we're
Okay.
on Walmart.com, and that was a situation where I had gone to a meeting with these 2 beauty reps. They told me my product wasn't going anywhere, and
Mhm.
late that night, I was so hurt, so upset. I heard the Holy Spirit say, "Clear as day, go on Walmart.com." So I keyed in everything, hit send. And 3 months later, I got an email to say that they wanted my product.
Awesome.
So when it's almost like when you let go and release, it happens. So that's how we ended up in Walmart.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it's important for us to hear, like what you went through,
Yes.
the agony and the feeling
Oh my
defeated and
gosh. Oh
all
my
of those
God.
things.
Talk about the ridicule,
Yeah.
People need to understand that if you have a brand or you have a business or you're offering a service, don't let anybody else talk you out or talk down about what you're offering. If you know you are on purpose and you heard to do it, pay attention to your assignment. Don't listen to because the naysayers will come. And the amazing thing about naysayers is they'll tell you it can't be done. And then when it's been done, they're dumbfounded. They don't know what to say. So, don't be taken aback by the naysayers, because a lot of people become discouraged. My mom said I shouldn't, and and my uncle said I wouldn't. Don't listen to them. Go full speed ahead and do what you're called to do. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy.
Right.
Because it isn't. But at the end of the day, if you stick with it, if you're persevering and persistent,
right,
you're going to come out victorious. You really are.
Yeah. 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 And I love that. I appreciate you sharing, because it is a climb, to kind of get to the mountaintop. And sometimes we just hear the story, or like on Instagram, we just see the picture,
Yes. They don't know the time when I was, hauling my little wheel cart, going into the little salons, I'd get there, wheel it in. Oh, would you like any Diva by Cindy products? And they'll say, oh, no. It's slow this month, Miss Cindy. I only want one detangler. So you haul all the stuff out. So if you tell they only want one item,
right,
take payment for that item, and then have to go into the next suite or the next salon, and you're just going, you're just keeping up with it. People don't know it's a lot of work. A lot of work, and sometimes even inventory, in times when, you're starting out and you can't pay for your manufacturing, and you're kind of stuck, and you're like, oh my God, is this going to go on? Should I go on, or should I stop, or should I quit? So persistence and perseverance.
Yeah. So any words other than that for someone who's thinking about a product line, maybe has a startup product line, because I know a lot of people are in that mode right now. Any suggestions for them?
Believe in what you have, number one, and stay on course. Let your brand mean more than just a product.
Tell us what that means.
My products are a vehicle and a conduit to healing. So the mission and the assignment surpasses just shampoo and conditioner.
Okay.
It transcends just shampoo and conditioner.
Right.
Long after I'm gone, the work will still be done, transcending that. It's very important for me. See, the legacy is not this.
Right.
The legacy is the lives that were touched as a result of this.
Wow.
That's what the legacy is.
That's deep.
Yes. Did she make a difference?
Yeah.
How many lives did she touch?
Yeah, and I also
Who was impacted?
Yeah. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
Yeah, I was just seeing, like, if you're approaching your business like that, it basically eliminates competition, because you're not competing with the shampoo next to yours. It's like you're on purpose, you're on your vision, you are on your brand and what the brand stands for and the lives that it's supposed to touch.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I remember years ago, I spoke with a gentleman. He was a Paul Mitchell, worked with Paul Mitchell, Wayne Claiborne. He said to me, Cindy, some will, some won't. So what?
Yeah.
So you can't, if you have a brand, you can't be upset that some people don't like it, some people want, because some people are going to touch it and love it.
Right.
they're absolutely going to love it. And then other people are going to say, well, I don't know what this, so I don't want it. Don't be offended by that.
Yeah.
But it has to carry a higher purpose. If this for you can't carry a higher purpose, then it means that you're not on your assignment. It means there's something else for you to do.
Wow. And that's a powerful word, assignment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So you've worked with stylists in the salon and with retail products. So there are challenges. We are still challenged with that. How to retail and how to, from behind the chair, help our clients with what they need to use when they're not there. So what are some of the tips or ways that you've worked with your stylist?
I would incentivize them, offering a percentage for the sales. I would encourage them. I used to encourage them to sell or offer what they had used. See, we use the analogy of going to visit a doctor very often when you're seeing a stylist, but the two analogies or similarities are this. First of all, that customer becomes emotionally transparent or naked for you as a stylist, but becomes physically naked and exposed for their doctor. When they leave their doctor's office, they leave with a prescription. When they leave you, they need to leave with a plan of care and products. If we don't give them what they need, they're going to go out there and figure it out themselves. And sometimes it's not going to be with the best consequences or outcomes. And the reason why we're in the mess we're in right now, where we talk about having all these OTC stores everywhere overtaken, and is because we allowed it to happen. We permitted another group of individuals to take from us what we were supposed to be providing for our customers, because we were afraid that if she knows how to do her hair, or if I show her what to use, she's going to go home and duplicate it. And because of that fear, that limiting belief, guess what? It's a lose-lose anyway.
Right.
Yeah. So now we have to take it back. And in trying to take it back, now we compete with bloggers and vloggers who are giving their opinion.
Right.
And not those of us you've been to school and been educated on the texture and the structure and the porosity of hair and the pH of hair and all. You've been to school, and you need to use your level of skill and education to prescribe for your clients. They'll appreciate you, they'll trust you. Right. And they'll remain more loyal. So that's what I would really urge. We say it ad nauseum, and it has to change. It really has to change.
Yeah. There's something you just said that I think is really a good touch point for, there was so much that you said that I think I'm all having all kinds of thoughts here, but OTC, just for anybody not clear on that, is over the counter, correct?
Yes.
Or over the counter, we're talking about kind of the beauty supplies, you might want to call them corner beauty supplies, like corner stores or something. Yeah. But that trust that the clients come in and have, there's something magical that happens when people sit their bottom in the styling chair, that they just start to open up in ways that aren't necessarily explainable. There's a certain comfort level or what have you. And so I think that is something that we need to recognize, that we're being entrusted with their care. And so I think that's, one thing that kind of crossed my mind as you were sharing what you were sharing. And there's something else, but I think I've lost it. But that was really beautiful. That was really great. And I think that it gives you a different perspective on what needs to happen when we're in the salon, and the power that we have, because I think a lot of we don't own the power that we have.
No, we don't.
Yeah. Yeah. And so that was really good. So I hope that made a light bulb moment for someone. Yeah. So So you have a lot of things going on. You have a spa now. You no longer have the salon. So tell us about, what you're doing there, because I think that's really cool as well.
Yeah, thank you. The Diva Day Spa and Healing Center and Retreat is a culmination of everything, Cindy. Everything that I've desired to be and do. When I had my salon in Owings Mills back in 2004, a friend of mine had walked in and she said, "You're a square plug trying to fit into a round hole. I know what you wanted, but you didn't go all the way."
Mm.
And I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "I see the peach wall." Oh, hello?
Yep, I can hear you.
Oh,
Go
sorry, Miki. She said, "I see the peach walls. I see
down.
the water fountain
Mhm,
or waterfall. I hear the relaxing music. I see the facial room in the back. I know that what you wanted was a place of healing.
mhm,
And I created that place of healing, but with my stylist, their focus was on hair.
oh,
So people would come in and say, "Well, let me just get my hair done and leave." And I'd say, "Well, you need more than just that because
mhm,
I'm looking at you holistically. I just don't want to talk about just your hair. There are other parts of you that need healing, change, and transformation."
mhm,
So it took about 10 years of just waiting for the right location because I didn't want to lease a location. I wanted to purchase
mhm.
a place that would house everything, a
Okay.
place that would have a retreat look and feel. And 10 years later, this location emerged, which is everything that I have desired, on an acre of property with
Wow.
lots of space. We do the facials, the massages, the foot detox, the V steam, which is great for sexual trauma, fibroids, the whole 9 yards.
Mhm.
I'm able to do my healing sessions, intuitive healing and counseling. We have the hydrotherapy pool. It's like any and everything you can think of is housed here. And when people walk in, they say, "Oh, I can feel it. I can feel it." See, it's a feel. God is a feel.
Uh-huh.
And people are seeking peace. And this is the best and the right time because post COVID, people are so fearful of COVID. But now, my mantra and what I say is you can either die from COVID or depression,
Mhm,
suicide.
mhm.
You need to take care of you within. Your
Yeah.
soul is crying out for peace.
Mhm.
That's what we're doing as we're ripping and running. People are
Right.
looking for peace. They want peace at the end of the day.
Mhm.
Everybody says, "What do you want?" "I want to be happy." No, you don't. You want joy.
Mhm.
That's an eternal state of being.
Yeah,
And
okay.
you want peace. You want peace of mind.
Mhm.
And you want your soul to be at rest. And that's what we're offering. That's priceless.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's priceless. So I've taken it out of the clinical setting and
Mhm.
now brought it into the holistic healing and wellness setting. Because as a nurse, what I found, Miki, was people would come to the hospital and they would say, 58-year-old female, had a myocardial infarction. Prior to that, had blah, 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 blah. But nobody, you'd go in the room and she'd say, "Cindy, I'm heartbroken. I just
Mhm.
found out my husband's been cheating on me," or
Mhm.
whatever it is. But
Right.
nobody's really going into the social trying to fix that.
Right.
Because if you fix that, guess what?
The heart
You're
heals.
going to be able to. Hello? But
Mhm.
all you do is pump her full of drugs and send her home. Problem's not solved.
Right.
Now we get an opportunity to really touch.
Mm. Yeah, that's powerful, and I think we definitely need more of that and more acceptance, I guess you could say, in our community, especially in the Black community, and like you say, especially for Black women, because I think there is so much that is internalized, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So, what's your experience with that, with the with the healing center and even prior to opening it?
Do you know, as I'm talking to you, I've had to flip my phone multiple times because people are looking for me. Overwhelming.
Overwhelming.
Yes, prior to that, I was seeing about 5 women, men a day.
Okay.
With issues. People that just need to release.
Yeah.
Because their heart is so hurt and heavy and burdened. Churches were closed and people had nowhere to go to worship. But they needed someone to talk to counsel them, to guide them through. So it's been overwhelming. We have I've had women coming from New York, Virginia, and I'm in Maryland.
Right.
You're going to drive 3-4 hours to me.
Right.
It means that whatever it is that God has allowed me to provide to you is very much needed.
Right. Right.
So I find this is a culmination of everything. I believe wholeheartedly that this is what I'm assigned to do. Right. I even look at the place and I don't call them coincidences. I call them divine interventions. The room where I operate or I work in, I got, my girlfriend, she said to me, I said, operate. She says, you're a surgical, you're a surgeon now. But the room where I work in, the carpet in there was pink. The outside of the house was white. There was a pink butterfly bush outside. I call myself the metamorphosis mentor. The whole property had elements and colors of my logo before I even got there. And God said, this is the clue. And once again, guess what? We have 4 treatment rooms. So
okay. Right. Okay.
The number 4 brings it free for me.
Yep. The door is opened.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm yielding to it. Yes.
Yeah. So tell us, how do you balance everything? It's like we'll be wrapping up shortly, but you've got, the products going on, you've got the healing center, you've got, it just feels like endless things going on. How do you stay centered?
Yes. I have days are just focused on just products.
Okay.
Looking at the products and looking at the machines where they're going. And then there are days that are just focused on the healing. Our healing center is now becoming like we're almost booked to June. Okay. On weekends. We're just with parties. We had a 50th birthday party last week. The week before, we're having people upwards of 10 to 12, sometimes more. People want to come in. So it's like a fine balancing act. And what I do is I get up in the morning and I don't look at my phone.
Okay.
I look at
everybody.
I look at my phone after an hour. What I do is I allow my mind just to empty out. If I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning, it means that I'm praying from 3 to 4.
Okay.
On the face, just praying to seek guidance, clarity, peace for the day. But when I wake up, I don't pick up the phone till after an hour. It's amazing what you can get done in that hour and how clear. The minute you look at your phone, you got emails, text messages, missed calls, this, that, and the third, Facebook, Instagram, and they're all distractions.
Absolutely.
So you have to focus on what is the priority here. Because if it's not bleeding, I'm not touching it.
Uh-oh.
Yes. But I told you, triage nurse.
Okay.
When you go into triage in the emergency room, if you're short of breath, they're going to take you right into the back. So if it doesn't have shortness of breath and it's not hemorrhaging to death, I'm not touching it.
I love that.
What's eminent. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's what I do. I balance it daily, what I'm looking at.
Yeah. That's a huge lesson.
To keep my hair. Yes. In order to keep my head clear.
Right. Yeah. Cause that's, you definitely got a lot of balls in the air. And so it's like, we appreciate, and especially to do the type of work that you do that, actually that we do as well with hair, is it requires a certain amount of energy to be able to receive the energy of others.
Yes.
And
yes, it does.
Yeah. And stamina
to
not allow it to take you over.
Yes. Because it can, you can walk away and have pains in your hands and pain in your back and neck, and you're like, what on earth happened here? Because you can take it all in from someone else.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, this has been so powerful. So tell us how we can stay in touch with you. How can we get the products and all of that?
So the products are either, I would recommend, because we're in 3,500 Sally stores. So
Wow.
Sally Beauty, get it from Sally Beauty. You can also go on our website, diva.Cindy.com. People can send me a message there. They can call if they're out of state, 1-800-929-4057. So 800-929.
If you say that slowly, I'll put it up here.
Oh, I'm sorry. 1-800-929 4057.
57. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So let's see if I can get that up there. All right. We've got 800. Go ahead and throw the one in front of there if you need to. 929-4057, and it's Diva by Cindy. Yeah. So tell us, as we're closing out here, like, who inspires you? What keeps you, feeling like, you're moving toward, who are those people you kind of look to and say, wow, it's like, okay, that's the direction I want to go in.
You're going to laugh at me when I say it, but to be honest with you, my spiritual life and walk is so strong that every day I pick up and I'm reading my Bible. I love the story of Joseph. Because Joseph in the Bible, all he did was dream and interpret dreams. And yet he went from the prison to the palace.
Yeah.
And all I do is lay hands and pray over and prophetically guide people. And I was here. Do what you're called to do and what you were born to do. And you're going to be all right. So my inspiration is drawn up from a lot of the Bible stories. Of course, if you were to take it to who do you really admire, respect, I admire Oprah Winfrey. I was a stalker. I was a stalker of yours too, once upon a time, Miki.
Okay. Well, thank you.
That's why when you called me, I was speechless, screaming. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But I really love and admire women who are just doing it and doing it with grace and dignity. It takes a lot.
Yeah.
To just do what you're doing, but with grace and dignity.
True.
I admire that so much.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Like, I appreciate being in that class and company. So
yeah, I was a star. I was stalking you. See what happens if you just visualize it long enough. She's gonna show up, and I did.
Right. Yep. Yep, we're right here together.
Yes, it took 10, 11 years, but it
happened. Wow, but that's
Wow.
Wonderful. So thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for the support.
No, thank you.
Yeah, and I would just want to share a few of our comments today. It's like we've got Facebook user. Good evening, ladies. Hello, Miki and guest Cynthia. Enjoy. And it's like, I have a feeling that might be Thomas, but if you are on Facebook and you want us to see your name, it's like if you go down to the bottom, you can put your actual name or give StreamYard just permission to show your name with us. But we appreciate you being here, whether you choose to do that or not. Sherry Holloway says, awesome. So thanks for being here. And Dewana Downs has a heart. So thank you, Dewana. She's a big supporter. Jay Renee says, Ms. Wright, thank you for creating this space. So thank you. We appreciate it. And she also says, Ms. Tawiah, thank you for your encouraging words.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, and good evening from Sherry Bowman Daniels. And we got a yes, but I can't remember what it was in reference to. But we shall receive it. So,
Yes.
yeah, so I really wanted to thank you for your time and thank you for just everything that you brought to this, because it's like we feel your energy, feel your spirit, feel your love,
Thank
and
you.
know that, the products are bigger than a product. And so, yeah. So we appreciate it. And then just the example that you are in terms of, your business moves are super bold and I think super encouraging. So I hope that
Yeah.
somebody leaves here and it's like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it.
That's it. Prayer, passion, perseverance, persistence,
Mm-hmm.
presence, and positivity will get you everywhere.
Mm.
Yes, it'll get you
I told
everywhere.
you guys wanted to take some notes. It's like,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
That's
Those are
quite a
life
little
keys
list.
for success.
Mm-hmm. Recipe. Yep.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
jot that down. And I want to thank everybody that's here, everybody that's watching us on the replay. And if you are watching us on YouTube, I invite you to subscribe to us and it's like, and share with friends. It's like we're wanting to, let as many people hear these messages of empowerment as possible. So thank you for that. And as I mentioned, it's like I do have a new guide that I want to share with you that is 5 things to know before you open your salon suite. And it actually is great, even if you've already opened a salon suite or a salon. There's some great tips in there to really tell you kind of the things that they don't want you to know and how to increase your income right now, even in 2021. So definitely download it. It's at beautysuperstars.com and you can get it right away. So excited to be able to offer that. And I hope that you'll enjoy. Would love to get your feedback on it as well. And as I mentioned, next Tuesday, we'll be back. It's like, and continuing on, Let's Talk Texture. And Tondo Kafele will be here. And that is sure to be a very powerful conversation. It has some very distinct views on, our hair, our culture, and where we are and where we're going. So I can't wait to sit down and talk with him. And he's known as the King of Lock. And he's definitely an icon in the industry, and especially the New York
New
natural
Jersey.
hair scene, New York, New Jersey.
I
And
know him.
yeah, yeah. Isn't he great? It's like,
Yes, he is. Beautiful, beautiful personality. Oh my
mhm,
gosh.
yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So I'm excited to have that conversation. And it's like we did a clubhouse not too long ago, and he had some really good things to say. I was like, oh, we gotta explore this deeply, even as far as the schools and what we should be teaching or not teaching in the schools. So it's like we'll dive deep. So come back and meet with us then. And if you are interested in supporting the work that we're doing, and we actually have a setup for partnership where you can contribute anything that you'd like. And we have a setup that we can actually give deserving students as well as beauty professionals education to help further their career. So we appreciate, your partnering with us, and I'm excited to share all of that. And we've got a new look for the website. So even if you don't get the guide, go check us out on the website. And there's lots of goodies on there as well. And so I think we are all set here. I do want to thank again our sponsor, Black Beauty Expo, and let you know that the expo is coming up in August 1st. And okay, and she says yes for the Black Beauty Expo. Monet Everett is there, and it's for all types of creatives, which is great. It's not just a hair show. It's for hair, fashion, photography, modeling, and makeup. And everybody's invited. It's a consumer and professional event. There'll be classes specifically for professionals and some that are for both. And we can't wait for you to join us, and look forward to seeing you guys next week. So if you're interested in partnering with us in that way, to let us know as well. So want to thank you guys again for being here and look forward to seeing you next week. So thank you. Okay, and Monet, the Black Beauty Expo, Monet, if you're asking, it is August 1st in Atlanta, Georgia. And just message me and I'll get you information, any information that you need if you'd like to participate. So Thank you so much again, Cindy. And
thank
we
you.
definitely look forward to staying connected. And I pray that this has been just a true blessing as for everyone else as it has been for me. So thank you.
Thank you, Miki.
Yeah, and everyone have a fabulous evening. We'll look forward to seeing you next week.